Oh, we're live.
We're live. So I'm gonna hang up the phone. Is that cool?
Yeah, hang it.
Right.
Well, yeah, hang it up. But let me make sure that Kenny's still here.
Kenny's still there. Okay, I'm gonna hang up now. Let me know if you have Kenny on.
Okay. Hey, you guys, we're live here with Bil Daddo and Kline. We'll put the link to everyone in the description. Okay, you there, Kenny?
I sure am.
Okay, cool.
Good.
So obviously we are here to talk about the obvious, Josh's arrest and the fallout with Danielle. So I don't know what you guys think about what happened.
Well, first, thank you, and thank you, Kenny, for joining us. I have several things to point out. The first of which is, Josh has been all about First Amendment rights, all about freedom of speech, all about honoring somebody's speech, and all about keeping freedom of speech. If Danielle said no, this is the greatest oxymoron of all time because he didn't honor her speeches at all.
Well, he violated her rights.
Right. I mean, on a basic level, I just kind of wanted to start out with that.
What do you think about it, Kenny?
Yeah, I agree with Bill. And again, thank you for having me on as well. Personally, I released a video on it, and to my opinion. So basically, how I feel about it is, Josh. I kind of have mixed feelings about Josh. I don't really hate him I did not really hate him as a person until all this came out. And again, we have to remember it is all alleged. We're not sure exactly what happened, so we have to be careful there.
True.
But at the same time, if this is true, if any of it is true, and from my knowledge, usually things like this have at least a small slither of basis in reality. Even if he just, he just lays any kind of hand on her, that's not right. He shouldn't do that. You don't do that to another human being. So to me, Josh has lost any standing as a human being, even in my eye, not only from the misinformation he gives on like almost a daily basis.
I agree. I didn't really start having total negative feelings about him until we spoke to him on the phone. And that's when it started. And now I find him pretty irredeemable in my eyes. And it brings into question Danielle's other issue, her alleged actions at the Encore, and wondering what his involvement was there. I always suspected that maybe he knew what she was about and knew what she was doing and possibly profiting from her selling her body, which is, to me, about the lowest form of life a man can take, to profit off of a female selling her body. I mean, I just think it's awful. So that's where I'm at with it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's the thing. It could be that. There's just a lot of things, unfortunately, that we really don't know at this point. But yeah, I could easily make that assumption easily. I mean, I could see how you come to that conclusion myself easily.
Yeah, I mean, your point about that it's alleged is a good one. We do have to remember that there are allegations and we don't know exactly, but things are just starting to fall into place and look pretty bad. And I hope Danielle can get some help. I really do. It sounds like she's got a possible bad substance abuse issue. I don't think you do things like that and get involved with people like this if you are not in some kind of trouble.
I don't.
Also, if you go back to her upbringing too, I mean, we don't know a whole lot of facts, but yeah, like she is in a bad situation. I totally agree with that, and I too hope she's able to get the help she needs, get out of the situation, get her child, and just live a productive life.
Yeah, I think her mom is taking care of her son right now. Is that what I heard that somewhere?
I'm not even sure. I thought I heard grandmother or something, but I'm not sure. I'm sure people in the comment section will know more than we do at this point.
Yeah.
About
Hey,
that, at least.
Brian.
I'm sure Turtle Boy knows something about it too. So
Probably. And speaking of Turtle Boy,
is everyone still there?
yeah,
I'm here.
we're all here.
I just wanted to add too that I know not a lot of people have seen the full. Can you hear us, Kenny?
Are you there, Kenny?
I can't hear anybody.
Oh, you can't hear us? Hello? Hello? Are you there?
Okay, now I hear you.
Oh, okay.
Now I hear you.
All right. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. All right. Go ahead, Bill.
No, I was just saying, and Kenny, can you hear me? Yeah?
Yes, I can.
Okay. I was just saying not a lot of people know the range of texts that I was personally sent from Danielle. And I spoke a little bit about the pattern, and the pattern evolved or was clear after a very, very short amount of time. So with the data that we have, it doesn't take a whole lot to put allegedly to put Josh in this category to where nothing is important. Not people who support him, not obviously the female he cares about, nothing but himself. I just wanted to interject that real quickly.
You want to talk a little bit about the texts you have and kind of overview of what they're about?
Yeah, I did. I read some of the texts, and apparently that they are from her landlord, who was asking for various odd to me anyway, sexual things, and I was trying to help her. I didn't know the background. She said, "Hey, this guy's bothering me. Can you put this out?" And I was like, "This is back. This is when Josh was in jail, so he was never actually in the picture when I spoke with her, which gives me another talking point because it was only after he got out that he started the barrage of personal attacks, texts, and everything he said against me. But as far as those texts, they're very sexual in nature.
What did she want you to do with them exactly?
She wanted me to read certain parts the guy said, which I probably shouldn't have done that.
Oh, that was when you were doing the other video where you're. Oh, okay.
Right. And I was just trying to help her out because I was like, "Hey, do you need anything?" And she was like, "Yeah, you have this and you have a presence. Can you read these and help me, basically?" And I agreed, no problem. And that's when I entered the fray, and you guys know what happened from there on. Got ripped apart.
Yes, and then Josh did not exactly come to your aid.
No, he did quite the opposite.
And then when we spoke to him on the phone, he told us that when we put out that other video saying that he told us to be quiet, that it made Danielle look stupid, but he didn't really explain why that is.
No, and I pushed him for an answer for that on the phone when you were on the phone, and he wouldn't answer. He just said you made her look stupid, and I'm like, that was my last intention would be to persecute her anymore. And you were there. He wouldn't answer that question.
No, he wouldn't. He just wanted you to correct
what I said about that. He didn't tell me to be quiet. Correct. Yeah.
Right, but the email he sent, it speaks for itself, in my opinion. I mean, there's not a lot of interpretation to be quiet.
Correct. What do you think about that, Kenny?
Yeah, there's no interpretation to be quiet. I find it funny, actually. He said that you made Danielle look funny. That brings to mind when he decided to call in the Turtle Boy show when, the allegations were first released about Danielle in the Encore situation.
Yeah.
He called in, I don't know if you guys remember this, he called in and he was like, well, these are allegations, and do you have the proof? Do you have this and that? And he goes, no, obviously it was stupid of Danielle to wear the sunglasses on live stream. That was stupid of her. He pretty much just called her stupid. But now he's going to get on someone else for saying something stupid about her, so it's okay for him, but not someone else. That's just hypocrisy right there.
Well, I thought it was totally weird that he would call in and act the way that he did. I expected if he were going to call in that he was going to be upset and angry that they were talking about her at all. But it didn't sound like that was even the case. It was very strange.
You'd think when he called in, he would try to defend her, but he called in as if they were expecting him to call for an interview, which wasn't the case.
Exactly.
He was supposed to call in. He was supposed to call in to defend her or give their side of events. He didn't. He treated it like, oh, you guys are interviewing me. This is all about me, right? So let's talk. It was very odd. I agree.
Yeah, like what they were saying about her wasn't even an issue.
Yeah.
Right. It was all about himself. Right. Yeah.
And always with him, it always gets back to all about himself. I mean, that was the whole thing with him wanting you to correct that, because there was a video out there of someone not saying something nice, someone saying something not nice about him in his eyes, and he just couldn't take it. So
it makes me wonder what he thinks of my videos, because I don't think I've said one nice thing about him.
Have you ever heard from him, Kenny, personally?
What? I'm sorry, what?
Have you heard directly from him ever with all the videos that you make? Has he ever tried to speak with you?
He only tries to speak with me in the live chats if he decides to answer anything that I say, which I no longer to talk in the live chats. I don't think it was Josh directly. I honestly think it was a mod. I emailed him twice in regards to an interview that he said he would do. He never got back to me. I didn't expect him to, not after all the stuff I was already saying. And the fact that he would, and he knows I was just going to ask the exact same questions I was asking in live chat, which he didn't want to answer. So I don't see why he would accept an interview just to, I'm not going to answer questions for him,
So, and I was there and I saw that, and I think you requested a couple interviews, so those never were fulfilled.
No, never. Like I said, I took 2 interviews. I didn't want to bombard him, so I only sent 2. I sent him like 3 or 4 days apart. And what I was gonna do, I was gonna put a video together showing how many I sent. Then I was like, you know what? No, there's just no point to that. I mean, that's just silly. I'm not gonna do that. If he doesn't want to talk, he doesn't want to talk. I'll just keep, getting on him and his live chats.
Gotcha.
It sounds like he is definitely going to be in jail for 90 days, right?
That is the understanding I'm getting. From what I understand, he has like 3 different charges set up. And he was denied bail. Not denied bail. His bail is like at $2,500. But the interesting thing is, if Danielle was still in his corner, I think we won't know that until like the end of the week, unless we have a video that's saying, "Hey guys, we need to raise bail money," or "Hey, we need phone call money," like they normally do. If we don't see that from Danielle, I would question if she's still in his corner or not. I mean, she may be. Who knows? I mean, but I think time will tell if she's in his corner. Or if she's not in now, she may come back. I mean, he may say sorry, and she may forgive him. I mean, we don't know. She might be a very forgiving person.
Or they may have gone through something like this before, and it's a pattern, unfortunately. We don't know. On your last video, Kenny, about Josh, you have it's the last one, I think. You have a pinned comment, and it says all of his upcoming cases.
Yes, that's on 2 of my videos. Tim Schwartz put that up. I asked them to put it up on this video so I could pin it. Yeah, it has all of his upcoming cases, and that doesn't include this one now. And from what people are saying, that he probably won't have a court case until January for that one, assuming. So it looks like we might technically be in a Josh free month for November. Maybe.
Oh, I was wondering. I mean, there's so many people who talk about him, and it's going to be a dry month, I think. But something tells me that he will be in contact with someone. I don't think it's going to be completely silent.
Well,
CMT.
I told.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say CMTSU says his trial for armed robbery is December 2nd. And that's the one Superior Court revoked his bail for 90 days. Okay, that's the case they revoked the bail on. Okay. Thanks, CMTSU.
Yeah, thanks for that info.
I wanted to.
And I had,
go ahead. Sorry, Kenny.
I was going to ask, have you guys been on just the comment section in his repost he did? If you notice, there aren't any, but none of his supporters are saying anything about the pending charges or anything. They're going about the business as if this is just another day. Josh is posting another video. Great job, Josh. Blah blah blah. No one's acknowledging this at all from his camp.
Speaking of that, on Turtle Boy's blog, where he posted the arrest report, he says in it at the end that he is going to go after any supporter of Josh Abrams, that Ahmaud supporters, anyone who supports him, they will be the subject of a blog. And I wanted to get your guys' opinion on that. I have mixed opinions about it because of what happened to us. I also think that some people, like, I didn't know anything about him when I jumped in to defend Bill. And when everything was coming at us, I got really defensive and I didn't care about it. And I just feel like it might be a better tact to educate people instead of attack them. So while I don't see how at this point there could be too many real supporters of Josh and his actions, I don't know if I support going after Ahmaud and making them the topic of a blog. I think that's pushing it. What do you guys think?
I think it depends on the mod. I think if the mod is completely and utterly just disregarding, and even not just disregarding, but defending him, then I say go ahead. And I mean, hey, they aren't even acknowledging this. They're actually defending this sort of behavior. Hey, they made their bet and now they can lie in it. But if it were a situation like what Bill was in, where he wasn't aware of, Josh's many issues and, lies and all that, then yeah, education is in order. That's how I feel about it. Just it depends on the supporter. But for the most part, I think a lot of supporters are just they're misinformed on how he is as a person, and a lot of them are willing to look past what he does because they feel he is doing so much good for the community. So it's really a tough thing to even talk about.
You're saying that people think he's beneficial to the community?
I've actually heard people say that. I was looking at one of the comments in one of his last videos. Someone actually said, you know what? All these allegations may be true. He may be a bad person, but you know what? He's doing something good for the community. And then someone said, well, so he's a bad person, all this. And their response was, well, so what you're saying is the bad things he's done outweigh the good he's done. And he's like, ha, 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 come on, God, that's not right. You can't be like that. So that's what some people are using as defense. And I believe those people are just more against the government, law enforcement in general. And those are the type of people that are going to defend his behavior if they want him to keep sticking it to the man, so to speak.
I think that's insane. I mean, I think, as not being someone who's super familiar with auditors, to me, he is the worst kind of auditor. I don't see how the way he acts isn't going to eventually result in some type of law that will take away more of our rights. He actually makes me angry to see how he talks to cops, not because I'm a bootlicker, but because it just seems like it's a one-way street to either getting arrested or, like I said, having more of our rights taken away. I'm like shocked that people think that he is a good auditor.
James, I
Yeah.
didn't get my money back. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you guys. I just can't find out where to type in here without bringing YouTube up. But go ahead. I'm really enjoying this.
Well, yeah, I totally agree with you on that. I mean, I do think I think he has and what's the interesting I think about Josh is I think if he could get past all the lies and misinformation he gives, I mean, we might not like him, but we have to admit, I mean, the guy has some sort of polarizing effect. Either you like him or you don't like him.
Oh, for sure.
You know, and
yes,
for sure.
And that could be totally beneficial to the auditing community if he could just transfer all the people that dislike him and that like him. He could be a positive influence to the auditing community, but I think he's not doing that. I think he's in it for the YouTube views and the money, which is not what an auditor should be in it for. Unfortunately, I think a lot of auditors are into it for that reason. There are good auditors that aren't in it for that reason. Like, there's quite a few. I've profiled at least two.
Yeah, the guy from Utah is a good auditor. The guy from Utah you profiled. Yeah, agreed.
And Amagaset Press, he's really good too. He's very good.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's just there's those bad apples that are just, spoiling it for people that really want to affect change. And he's one of those. He's not the only one, but he seems to be the one that stands out. And he's the one that gives the most misinformation on almost every single video, and like, at least for me, like I've tried to go on, like, I feel like I was picking on Josh with the misinformation. So I decided, I'm going to go and look at other auditors, and I cannot find an auditor that has as much misinformation as Josh gives on a daily basis. And that's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And he does have a lot of charisma, and he is somebody that people like to watch and like to see what he's doing. And I mean, look, we're talking about him. So, I mean, obviously he has a large impact on, I think, even beyond the auditing community. It's unfortunate that I don't know how to put it, I guess, not using it for better ends. And he leaves a trail of destruction behind him. I mean, you can point to anyone he's been involved with, and they've either been arrested or hurt in some way.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. That is so true. What do you think, Bill?
I agree. I think a lot of the misinformation is going to get people in trouble, and if they don't do their research, as far as the movement and where it's heading, and I agree with both of you. I think that both of them are puppets on strings for clicks and views, and that it's done just as everything he does is for himself, to promote himself, and selfish in every way, shape, or form. And I did get the brunt of that, and I'll apologize again here, third time. I fucked up. I don't think that I would have handled it in the way that it was handled, but water is under the bridge. I understand now, and I understand that he's just an evil bastard. I mean, that's the only way I can put it now. Actually having to thought I know him. You know what I mean? Thought I had a firm grasp on him. And my other question is, where the hell, if there's such a tight-knit community, where the hell was Joe Orga? Where was Enrique? Now he's got these two new guys, the Buddy brothers, right?
Well,
where were they?
There were more people that went to the strip club. Do we know who went there? It said they went with friends. Not that I know of. So we don't know.
We can speculate, but I mean, it's all speculation.
Yeah, we don't know for sure. We also don't know all the circumstances of what went on. It just said Josh was in the room when Danielle was with Julio. We don't know, was he awake? Was he sleeping? What, there could be different circumstances there too.
I didn't pick that out. That is crazy. I mean, I'm trying to keep it clean, but I don't know where the hell you could be if somebody was having their way with your woman.
I mean, if he passed out, maybe.
Right. And that seems to be the MO, right? I mean, it's with Mr. Whoever, it was they did their thing and then she crashed. And then this report reads the same way. They did her thing and then she's crashed. And I don't mean at all to pick on Danielle. I'll still help. If she wants help, I'll help her. If she wants to get her message out, then I don't see a problem with that. I just think we see repeating patterns and somebody taking advantage of a lot of people.
Who, Danielle or Josh?
Josh. I that's my speculation. It's purely speculation, but that's my observation and speculation.
Well, I will say this. I was completely shocked to hear about all of this. I don't know why I was surprised now, but when I heard he was arrested again, I thought it was going to be for auditing. I didn't think it was going to be something like this. And I think you brought this up, Kenny, in one of your videos. He wasn't charged with attempted rape or rape. He was charged with assault and battery, and we don't know why that is either. Was that Danielle not wanting to press charges, or was that another reason?
Yeah, I can only think that was Danielle not wanting to press charges, or maybe possibly there wasn't enough evidence. I have no idea really, but it was very interesting. So to me, that goes to show that maybe this isn't the last we're going to see of this pair. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah, DMV, I know, that's disgusting. That's disgusting.
So that's why there's no sexual allegations or charges that we're speculating is because she didn't press them?
Yeah,
okay.
Speculating. Otherwise, it would be like a rape or
a rape. Right. Okay.
DMV
the police report says it wasn't an attempted rape, but yeah, like we were saying, she did press charges. So, I mean, it's one of those things. Like, and what Josh said, the truth in this instance, like you can be accused of it just because you didn't do it. Doesn't you can't really be harmed from it. But then again, when you look at someone like, let's take a Hollywood personality who were to have a charge like this would affect their career whether they're innocent or guilty, right?
Oh yeah.
Right.
So Josh, he might not. Maybe people don't want to believe it, but he is. I'd say a D-list celebrity. He's a YouTube personality.
Right.
That brings some sort of
sponsors,
notoriety.
Yeah,
it brings some notoriety to him. So, the sponsors and the people that follow him, are they? I think it should be a good thing, indication of watching his subscriber count, whether it goes up still or it drops after this news breaks. I think I looked at his Social Blade page and he's still gaining. He's like over 15,000 now or something like that. I thought, wow, that is just.
I saw that this morning.
Up.
Yeah, I think their count is still going to go up. I wouldn't be surprised if within a week he's at 20,000 subscribers. I think people are going to be really interested in this and following it and wanting to know. Sorry, guys, I've got bad allergies again today. Wanting to know what happens with Danielle. They're going to be looking for Danielle. Let's see. CMTSU says Josh was slowly coming unglued. Oh, that's right. When he was in court, he blew up, and that's why I think, wasn't that one of the reasons why his bail was denied?
That's what I heard when I was watching the Turbo Boy live stream.
Yeah.
They mentioned that. So
Yeah.
that's interesting.
I mean,
Is that ego, you think? To me, that sounds like ego.
well, oh yeah, complete.
Mhm. Yeah, I agree.
Super ego driven. I mean, that was one of the clearest things when we were talking to him on the phone. It was all about how he felt, how he looked, what he was going to do. It was all surface ego.
And then how the call was recorded came out later. I don't
Oh,
know. Yeah. That's what he told me. It might have just been an idle threat, but
he wanted me to promise that I wasn't recording it, and I did not. I stuck to my word. I did not record it.
Well, that makes you more of an honest journalist than it would make Josh.
I try to only say things that are true, and I definitely want people coming here to say how they feel, and they're welcomed no matter how they feel, if they're pro or con, and to always stick to the truth, even if it's not beneficial to your side. So that is important to me.
I mean, as long as we can keep it kosher, as long as we can debate humanely, I mean, I welcome opposite opinions. I think when Kenny said that he welcomes debates too, I think it's healthy. Yeah, I agree.
Eddie Stanley is saying Danielle made a video and recorded statement. Is that with these recent charges, Eddie?
I haven't seen anything from Danielle. I haven't really looked to see if she released anything today, so I have no idea.
You know, I think he's referring to after the incident that she made a video for the police and a recorded statement.
Oh.
Here, let me show the comment.
Okay.
Let me show the comment again.
I'm not looking at the comment section, so I can't really see it.
You can post it up on the video screen. So I just Eddie Stanley said she made a video and recorded statement that's pretty serious than just a written that she can say she was forced to write. Don't you agree? And then Eddie, yes, it says on the police report. Okay, on the Turtle Boy page. Okay, I must have missed that. So on the police report on Turtle Boy Sports, you can read it there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, the police report.
Yeah, I missed that.
That's an interesting police report.
Yes, it is actually. It is.
It's quite eye opening. Like you were saying, when I heard he was arrested, I initially thought, oh, it's probably for some going in and First Amendment audit related. I had no idea. I wasn't expecting what he was arrested for. When I say it surprised me, yes and no. No, because I could see he's sociopathic, he's egotistical. I mean, if you watch him in his videos, you can just hear in his voice the utter glee when he's talking to officers.
Yeah,
in a respectful manner. So I mean, it surprised me that he would do that to Danielle, and he supposedly is in a relationship with her. But the fact that he would act that way in general, no. But to Danielle, yes. So yes and no. I think it was definitely eye opening.
I was surprised, even with his behavior, especially to Danielle. But in general, that kind of behavior, I don't know. Maybe I'm naive, but I wouldn't have thought that. A lot of other things, but not that kind of abuse. And
I didn't think that either. I thought that was, I mean, I thought I was reading something out of a graphic novel or some such. That was just insane to hear that he was sitting there. I don't know. I'm going to be quiet because I'm going to get pissed and I'm just going to shut up.
Well, let's say that the report is accurate.
Okay.
Just him wanting to have relations with her at that moment is just like beyond. I mean, I'm not a prude by any means. I just think it speaks to his personality and his issues. It's a kind of a commentary on that more than anything.
I agree, but then again, if you think about how, let's say, the corporate bigwigs, a lot of them like to be degraded in private,
Right.
Like it's a turn on. It's a turn on for them. Maybe it's the same with him. This is his way of maybe, I don't know, like that just brings to mind that for me, like not defending it, but just saying, maybe there's something to that. Maybe not.
That's a great point, actually. Like the ones that are
some fetish like that.
Yeah.
And no, I've never met him, by the way. I'm sorry I can't type, but no, I've never met him in person. No.
Yeah, I think most people, like, this was a very local community type activity in Massachusetts and the East Coast. I know out where I am, we don't have a lot of this kind of stuff. Very few. There are very few auditors here where I am. There are many more on the East Coast, I think, and they seem to be concentrated in the Massachusetts area. I had literally,
Right.
I had never heard of auditing before this. I didn't even know it was a thing.
James Barnes says he knows him, and he's not a good person. Just wanted to throw that out there.
I'm sorry, Kenny, what was that?
Like, I've actually called different police stations. I just want to know how they ever dealt with First Amendment auditors, and they didn't. They're like, no. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's interesting. So that just goes to show how they're talking about how widespread they are. A lot of police stations don't even know who these people are.
Oh, yeah. I don't think anybody, I could probably go outside right now and ask 20 people if they've heard of either auditing or Josh and Danielle, and I think the answer would be no.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing. He doesn't even have 100,000 subscribers. He's talking as if he has this reach that is just so big,
Yeah, I mean, I think this will probably broaden his reach, unfortunately or fortunately. But I think prior, it definitely was a more local activity. I would love to see more auditing of government contracted buildings and companies. I think those are some of my favorite videos, are when people go, like Furry Potato goes to quite a few government contractors, and I enjoy those a lot.
I like Nathaniel. He goes to like the Scientology buildings, and I think those are hilarious.
Yeah, me too.
I'm not a fan of the Scientologists, and they're just some of the weirdest and interesting at the same time people there are. It's just funny to watch how they react, even though it's not it's not a government building or anything. I still find those like the most entertaining audits, in my opinion.
Oh, I have to check that out. I mean, they say they're a church, so I think that kind of puts them in a different category, even though it's not a specific government building. And they abuse people's rights like none other. So
yeah, in fact, the founder's wife has been missing for a long time.
I've heard about that. They still don't know where she is.
Now, one auditor actually went to the place where they think she is with Nathaniel. You guys should check that video. It is hilarious.
What's his name?
A cop actually takes a missing persons report on the wife. It is so funny.
Oh, wow. Oh, can you put a link? Will you send me a link and I'll put that in the description?
Yeah, sure can.
Okay.
The other thing with his reach, getting back to that, is I also noticed this is some odd behavior, is how he teased, how he brought up, and I don't know, Kenny, if you're aware of this, Safe, I think you are, brought up Vice for like 2 weeks. Is this spoiler and this teaser. Then I believe it was last week, and he's like, I don't know anything about Vice. You guys are stupid. I never said any of that. You know, I mean, it's just the same pattern over and over. Did any of you guys pick up on that?
I remember when he mentioned Vice. I remember when I think it might have even been in 2 videos where he kind of alluded to Vice and another media outlet that were doing stories on him. But when he called the news, when Joe got arrested and they were trying to get media support, I mean, the news didn't want any part of it. They
No.
cared less. Couldn't have cared less.
Yeah, Josh has a history of talking about how this is going to happen and it never comes through. Whether it be media, whether it be him being transparent or whatever, it's a history of it. Anything he says, you really have to take with a grain of salt.
Do you think he buys his subscribers, as has been alleged?
I do not. I don't think he does. And the reason I don't think he does is because of the way I was actually going to make a video of this. I guess I could talk about it. Okay.
You can still make a video about it.
Essentially what YouTube did is YouTube decided they're no longer going to give out the official numbers of subscriber count to third-party sites, and that is what Social Blade is. It's a third-party analytical site. So now they're rounding it out. So when it says he's had 100, all that means is he's had somewhere between 0 and 100. They're rounding it off.
Oh, that's
okay.
So it makes it harder. I'm not saying he isn't doing it, but it makes it harder to look at Social Blade as a clear indicator that he's buying subscribers. You know what I mean?
Got it.
Makes sense. Yep.
Huh. Well, it will.
I mean, I'm not saying he's not doing it. He could be doing it, but based off of Social Blade alone as an indicator, you can't tell.
I think Social Blade is the only aggregator of that information, right?
No. There's a few.
Oh, okay.
There's quite a few. And you ever notice you go onto a YouTube page, if you look at someone else's and not your own, basically, I think after they get to 1,000 subscribers, it's when they start using the rounding method. Won't ever see like 1,001 or 1,002 or something like that. Maybe I'm wrong on the number, but there's a number that they get to where they just stop counting them by one and they just round it. So it's interesting. So the only way anybody can know exactly the numbers are Josh or anybody who has access to the account.
Yeah, interesting.
Makes sense.
Well, you guys, this has been a good debate, talk, show.
Yeah. Are there any questions from the
yeah. Any questions for Safe, Kenny, or I? Let us know, please.
Yeah, I think somebody asked where we were. I am far west of Massachusetts. I'll just say that.
Yeah, I'm southwest.
Yeah, I'm west of Massachusetts as well.
Let's see. Oh, DMV says
I'm in California. I don't care. I'm in California.
I'm close. Yeah, okay, fine. I'm on the West Coast. I'll just say that. DMV says, Kenny, that you can't see the exact subscriber count. I think DMV, what Kenny was saying is that you can't see it after a certain amount. Right, Kenny?
Yeah. There's. In fact, I'm not sure the number, but from what I remember, it's something after 1,000 or something like that. And then they just go 1,000, then 1.1, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. So you can see my exact subscriber count because I don't even have 100 subscribers. You know what I mean? And I think, and from my understanding, once I get to 1,000, it's just going to be around.
Okay. Kit says Josh is only known because of the fact that he runs around talking about freedom fighting and he stays in jail for things non-freedom fighting related. You know, that is one of my pet peeves. These people calling themselves freedom fighters. I can't. I mean, we're in the United States and we are free. There are some shitty cops and shitty things happen, but these people are not freedom fighters. They do not need to go around calling cops names on my behalf. Please go home, have a seat, don't bother. Please, I can't. They're not freedom fighters. It really demeans people who truly have to fight for their freedom. All right, sorry, that was a little tangent.
I totally agree with you. They are not freedom fighters. Some of them are. They are activists, but from my perspective, the majority of them are not. But there are those that are generally trying to help. But I wouldn't go as far to call them freedom fighters.
Yeah, activists. Yes, I could go with an activist. Some of the more mature ones who actually do care about the First Amendment. I could go with that activist. You guys have any questions?
Don't confuse.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah.
All right. You guys have any questions? I apologize again for my clogged nose.
I did have a question. So where are you guys going to go with your guys' respective channels? I'm always wondering what you guys are going to do for content wise.
So I would like to, right now I'm in the middle of reading that book by Ronan Farrow about NBC. I'm really interested in topics that concern the media and how there really isn't any true journalism these days. And I would like to cover those kind of topics along with, I would love to get into current events like the impeachment. I would like to cover things like Hunter Biden's true past, things that aren't getting covered in the media that should, and why they are or aren't. Things that are taking a lot of research, and then I get roped into doing another video about Josh Abrams. But that is what I personally would, content-wise, like to do.
I like pop culture, toys, and the paranormal, and body modification maybe, and just to hang around and support and ask general people's questions about politics and support what she's gonna do. What are you gonna do, Kenny?
Me, I think I'm gonna focus on. I'm gonna keep looking at auditors. I also want to do more. I want to do more. Like I have a series that I would like to do: heroes, martyrs, and villains of the First Amendment. The first video didn't do too well. I think it had something like 9 or 10 views at this moment, and so I'm not sure if I'm gonna continue. But I would like to just focus on actual heroes and people that have given their life for the Constitution, not just the First Amendment, but the whole thing, and just profile them to show that you can make a positive difference in this whole thing. Also, I like to talk more with other YouTubers and other maybe auditors, people that watch the auditors and get their take on it. It's really become more of a voice for the people that are silenced by a lot of these auditors for voicing the wrong opinion, but also to have a conversation with people that support them and really understand why they support them.
Yeah, I don't think any of us are going to get away from the auditing thing now that it's been this far. I don't know, you might say, but I was just saying that was my extra interest. I'm totally interested in what you were doing and covering real First Amendment audits and stuff. That's just my hobbies, and I don't know. I was kind of thrown into this, kind of interjected into it. Then I brought Safe along, and now she's kind of interjected into it. So I don't think I'll ever really leave the auditing topic alone, if that makes sense.
That makes sense. Go ahead. Kenny?
How many people are watching? How many people are watching?
We have 10. It's going up and down from 10 to 12. No. We've got Just Some Stoner, Kit Vixen, DMV, James Barnes, Broadnax, AG Carp, Race Car, Maddie Merchant. Yeah. It's awesome to see all you guys.
AG? What up, AG? What up, Kit? How y'all doing today?
You guys have any questions? All right. Well, I think this was really cool, Kenny. I hope we could do this again.
Yeah, for sure, Kenny. I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
I'll come on your channel anytime.
Oh, for sure.
I have an article that I would love to discuss with you. It has First Amendment implications, and I would love to get your opinion on it. So next time we do this, come on my channel, we'll discuss it. Bill, you're more than welcome to come and discuss it as well.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Kenny, this streaming service that I'm using, the StreamYard, is really cool. It's the easiest app that I found. You just put your Google account in there, and it will stream straight to YouTube.
Oh, that's pretty good.
And you can have up to 6 people on it. So if any of you guys want to come on, if you don't want to reveal yourself, you can just put a picture up in front of your camera. But I'll have anybody on here that wants to talk. Any kind of opinion, anybody is welcome, as long as you have good manners and
Right.
you know how to act. I mean, come on, we're all adults here. So
yeah, I just have 2 rules pretty much for any comments. I just ask that anyone that comments on any of my videos, as long as they're not sexist, racist, you know, if they want to talk bad about me, if they want to troll the videos, they're more than welcome to. Just don't take it to those 2 levels, and you're good.
yeah, same. I would if all you're doing, like there was one guy who would come in and literally on any video that I put up, he would say, "You're a retard." Well, okay, you don't have anything else to offer. I'm just going to delete it not because I really care that you call me a retard. I really don't care, but you just don't have anything more to offer. If you want to describe why you feel I'm a retard, then I would let your comments stay. So
I can respect that. I can totally understand that as well.
Kenny,
we're all different people.
Kit Vixen says Kenny Kline, she loves you. So put that
Thanks, Kit.
Kit's awesome.
And I just have to say, I just want to thank everybody that has, subscribed to my channel. I mean, I've seen a big bump. I mean, it's not a big bump as compared to, other YouTubers. But for me, this is a lot more than I expected. I didn't expect to get nearly as much followers as I've gotten. And that's why I decided to create the email account and the Google Voice, just so I can more communicate with people, because, I enjoy the conversation, and it's always nice to have a healthy debate, like I said before, which is why I was so looking forward to coming on today and talking with some like-minded individuals and, just get some guys' take on certain things. And I look forward to more and more collaborations, not just with you, but with anybody.
I agree. I love communicating with people. It's my favorite part of this. It's when I was covering myself up, I said this the other day, but it was a total gag. It was meant to be a joke. I had no idea that it was going to be taken so seriously and would piss people off as much as it did.
I was trying to make a point about transparency for anybody who never got it.
Oh, Bill, now you're doing it, Bill. Now you're doing too much. But I really do love communicating with people. even and especially if you don't agree with me. I love that kind of, like Kenny said, healthy debate. Anyone is welcome to reach out to me by email. I did get a Google number, so I can publicize that. I really welcome it. I appreciate all of the subscribers. I got a huge bump. I went from like 24, now I've got, I think, 39, but I really appreciate it. I appreciate all the people who understood where I was coming from, who gave me a chance and saw beyond all of the BS. So I appreciate it a lot. And like I said, you guys want to email me, you can email me to say hello. If you want my advice, that's cool too. So thanks, everybody.
Same here, guys. I'm always open. BilDaddo@gmail.com. Thank you, Kenny. Thank you, Safe. And let's do it again, guys. This was great. I love the interaction. I appreciate it, and I'm proud of it. So thank you, guys. Thank you to everybody who interacted. And thanks for listening.
A bunch of links in the description. We'll be linking to Kenny, linking to any of the other things we talked about. So definitely hit up Kenny's channel. Give him some more subscribers, and we'll definitely do this again. So,
oh yeah, definitely. This is something that I would like to do at least like on a semi-weekly basis. That would be nice.
Oh, that would be awesome. We could do this once a week for sure.
Yep, let's set a date. I'm totally down for it. I follow all the audits, and yeah, it'd be great. It'd be great for me.
All right. Well, we'll set up a date.
Congratulations on the bump, though.
Thank you.
Congratulations on the bump of subscribers.
That's awesome.
Bill, we're catching up to you, buddy.
That's great.
We're gaining on you. We're gaining on you, Bill.
Good. Let's all get 1,000. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, then I can do a video in my car.
Yeah, exactly.
Like once I get up on Auditing, all right, now I can live stream. Now we're gonna have some fun.
Well, you can live stream now. You just can't do it from your phone.
I know that I don't have a webcam on my. I have a piece of crap laptop.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I have a bad memory, you guys. So yeah, okay. Short-term memory is very bad. So okay, yes, you did say
The
that.
Abrams Chronicles.
What is it? Oh, the Abrams Chronicles. Oh, all right, you guys. Thanks for stopping by.
Great.
Thanks for all the comments. Thank you, Kenny.
Appreciate it, guys.
Out to you guys.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you for everybody that's watching.
Yep. Have a great day. Great week.
Hit us up. Thank you.
Make sure to stop. Make sure to stop by all of our channels at least.
Yes,
one.
please.
At least
And
one.
please subscribe to all of them.
Yeah.
At least one. Yeah. Thanks.
All right. Have a good day, guys.
Peace.